10 ways to clear your body and energy field of all the negative energy that's going on right now. Today on Earth 1111. Hey, it's Roxanne, this is Earth 1111. I do videos on spirituality, ascension, 5D New Earth, and everything weird and wonderful in between. Please subscribe and hit the bell if you haven't already. It's dense out there right now. We need to make sure we are doing cleansing and clearing of our energy every single day, or you're going to feel bunked up. So first of all, the energies come from a multitude of ways. They don't just come from everybody else, all the dirty, dingy people. They come from within ourself as well. So you yourself are always purging out old, dense consciousness, thought forms that have been going round and round and round in your brain, activating constant repeating habits, emotions, traumas in the body and in our energy field, literally making us react, and of course toxins. Everything of the body that is dense needs to be purged out because we are becoming pure light. Sounds hard to believe, of course, but when it starts happening to you, you will know this. So if you're feeling irritable, if you're feeling that fear of the collective, well, of course, if you're watching something negative, you're going to be feeling that. You take it on, you take on consciousness from every single thing you do. There's a reason why it's being thrown in our faces 24/7 right now. It's because those energies, those fight or flight energies, are being activated in us, and our own traumas, our own fear of survival, of not having enough money. Now, first of all, what are some signs that we are taking on energies? When we're not getting rid of this from our energy field fast enough, we're going to feel heavy, irritable, angry, fear, revved up, anxious, almost like we're shaky. That fight or flight feeling just bouncing around in you. A lot of times we'll feel it in here, that density. I'm feeling it a lot. It's like a blockage from the throat down to really the belly button right now. It's like a solid, well, it's at the back because it always accumulates in the spine. You might feel it, of course, in other areas, but it's typically going to be wrapped around your spine, all of this congestion. So we need to be releasing it, or you're going to be feeling weighed down, hard to breathe, tightness. There's just so many different symptoms. Of course, we're going through ascension symptoms right now. If you haven't seen my other videos, go watch them. And I'll be doing one here in the future as well. Possibly a whole series, but I might try to cram it into a longer video. So step one, be in your heart. When you are the perfect Taurus field, you're balanced completely in the pillar. Nothing can penetrate through that force field. You're calm, you're centered. You're not reacting to everything. So try and do that, number one. Number two, the trusty old sage stick. So if you haven't saged before, and again, I used to be like this, I don't want to have smoke all around me smelling like sage, but sometimes sage is your best friend. So saging can remove attachments to people, places, thought loops, emotions, bends and blockages in the energy field, in the flow of chi through your body, which essentially creates good health. So a lot of purposes for saging. Again, I know it sucks having that smell of that burning substance, but life-saving sometimes for you if you're a sensitive person or take on energy of other people. We can do some light working on ourselves. Even if you haven't done it before, it's very easy. It's just about using your imagination, which is your consciousness. You start directing energy with your attention. Whatever you focus on, whatever you create, you are creating matter. It starts in the etheric realms, it starts in the energy realms, later on becomes physicalized. This is how we manifest 24/7, whether you want to or not. You're already doing it. So when we do light working, such an easy thing to do. We just picture ourselves as fire, bright, glowing, flexible, moving light. So we can do some energy working on our feet. Imagine fire coming out of our feet, draining into the ground, going down, down, deep into the ground. And picture all this energy from your own body dissipating, draining out, just like you'd see something draining in your sink. Picture that energy draining out of you. You will feel better in a few minutes. So the more focus you put on something, the more energy you are creating with it, the more change you are creating, the more healing. So don't just sit there and kind of half watch TV while you're doing this. Try to really focus on it like a meditation for a few minutes. So we can picture this as well in our crown chakra. Our crown opens up and we have light coming out, making us feel light, flowy, airy, not compressed down and tight. Expand that body. It's loose, it's flowing. Energy's coming out. You have less density. You're more a pillar. So we can use this light working on any part of the body. If we feel like we have tension in here, in our heart. A big one is the solar plexus, because our third chakra likes to accumulate energy from wherever you go. So try it. Use that light working ability which you have already. You don't have to be someone that already has been doing it. You can do it right now, and you can notice shifts in a very short period of time. You do it a few times, you might have that pain be completely gone. But again, this habit of removing density from our fields, from our bodies, should be a daily routine. Multiple times a day if you need to, if you feel that you're just getting backed up. How about a massage? And if you don't have some really nice person there willing to give you a massage, you can always massage yourself. The legs, especially the back of the knees, and down the calves, the hips, and especially the feet and your hands. So your feet and your hands is where energy is released a lot. So you're able to get out a lot of energy if you massage your feet. So try it tonight. Again, also a really good tip if you're trying to go to sleep, because ascension and sleep sometimes don't mix. And I have a video about that coming up as well. Sleep and ascension symptoms. Okay, so exercise, huge one as well. Removing energy by literally exercising and sweating. Sweating is a huge one. When we sweat, we remove toxins. Toxins, again, create that energy inside us that just keeps keeping those loops going. So exercise, key, and being in nature. So nature is a key one as well. If you're always at home in a city, you really need to get into those parks, be around trees, sit under a tree if you can, and even better, go to really amazing nature spots that can do a lot of work for you. So big ones. Again, if you can't get out there, your own backyard or a park in the city works as well. The key is getting into your energy, calming yourself down. Meditating gets rid of a lot of energy because you center yourself, you open up your chakras, you have energy moving, which is what you want. You don't want energy stuck. That's what creates the blockages. That's what creates that tension in the body, that anger, that heaviness, that illness. So get that energy moving. Other ways is through creativity. So when we use the right side of our brain, which is our feminine creative side, we usually get more in alignment into our pillar. But even just getting energy out through expressing ourselves really gets that energy flowing, gets that movement going. The blockages just seem to go away. So really try to do some creating. And music, huge one. So again, listening to music, but also singing, getting yourself creating music, being that creative expression, creator God that you came here to be. When we sing especially, we drill through all this density that's usually coded through our pineal gland. And when we are activating our pineal gland, and especially during oversoul embodiment, it spins so fast that it creates a gravitational contraction, and things like to get stuck all over the place in that part of the brain, right in the center of the brain and down the spine, because that's where we have our gravitational consciousness, our magnetic consciousness brings everything into the center, which collapses it into 0 point. 0 point is being the center of our pillar. Again, explain in other videos. But really, singing drills through. This is why singing is so important. And the more terrible you sound, the more blocked you are. So if there's certain notes that you can't even barely sing, that you're just horrible, those are the ones to sing, because you're really drilling through that density. And after a bit, you'll find that you can actually sing those notes better, because you've drilled through layers and layers of consciousness that's essentially built up, that hasn't been able to release because you have so many blockages. All of us do. Again, ascension is about aligning everything to perfection. It's a process. But really, getting energy out in any way you can. Creating, dancing, singing, making something totally unique, a craft. Anything to get that right brain, centers everything, and really increases your ability to move energy freely, which is what you want. You don't want to be having energy stuck, sitting in your body, creating illness. You want it moving in and out of your body. Expansion, contraction. Up, down. It's a complete torus field of perfection. And of course, the trusty yoga. When we are stretching and breathing, literally squeezing like a toothpaste tube, squeezing energy out of us, we're opening up our channels, allowing energy to move again freely. So yoga, again, something I used to absolutely hate. I still kind of do. The whole premise of how yoga turned into such kind of a, just like everything, right? Everything goes to crap. It became everything it wasn't. So I just never resonated with it until I started needing it, because my Kundalini energy was so activated and I was so half embodied at the time that yoga, more stretching, but yoga became something I had to do to survive, pretty much. So yoga, huge. Stretching, huge. If you don't like yoga, just grab a YouTube video. There's so many free YouTube videos. Put one on and do some stretches every night. The deep breathing at the same time is double duty, so that also works. And have some fun. When we can shift into a higher timeline, we automatically get more aligned, our pillar, and all these outside things just drop off. So a lot of the density will just fall off, and we're able to then be more centered in our heart, feeling lighter, freer, more ourselves. So if you like the video, please like it and share it with everyone. I appreciate that. YouTube is a very hard nut to crack. And yeah, subscribe and hit the bell. I'm Roxanne. This is EARTH1111. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.